seen things people wouldn't believe.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Brian from Whisper Status 74. If you're part of the community, welcome back. If you are new to this video, please consider liking and subscribing. If you like what we see, we are a small tech therapy community channel. This video is on the 8K Sony Master Series Z9G at 85 inches. In my opinion, probably the most fully equipped, fully spec'd LED in history. It is definitely the most crazy LED out there from Sony, and at this point is probably the king of the hill for at least a few more months. It is amazing to spend some time with something like the Z9G. I had the pleasure of spending some time with it at Value Electronics in Scarsdale, New York. So shout out and special thanks to Robert and Wendy. I'll put links to their website where you can buy from them and from their website. Amazing to spend some time with them in their shop. The Z9G is breathtaking at 4,000 nits, 700 plus zones. It is the dream LED for many of us that still do love very bright LEDs. To see it next to an OLED and be able to hang its own, or hold its own, I should say, not just in peak brightness, obviously at over 4,000 nits or 4,000 nits, but seeing its black level hang in there. You can take the best LED and put it next to an OLED, and a lot of times you can see a difference in the black level. The Z9G is incredible, like the Z9D before it. 4,000 nits, 700 zones. It is awesome. The reason why I want to show it today is it is an 8K display. It does have one HDMI 2.0 or 2.1 port and HDMI 4, as I do feel like between that display and the LG Z9 that I also filmed and will do separately, that is the future, or what is coming very soon from both Sony and LG. The Master Series, the Z9D, the Z9F, the A9G, the way Sony positions them is they are their flagship. They kind of umbrella down. They don't come out every single year, so they are very special. You will see a Z9H at some point, but I do feel like the technology that is in the Z9G, which was out last year, is part of this year's 8K lineup from Sony. 8K is here. It is pretty amazing to see these displays with 8K content. The Z9G only has YouTube content at this point that I was able to show in this video, which is probably the same demos I showed in the 950H. But I think it is fascinating to be around a display that is this amazing. I will say before I go into the video and show you the store, which I'll talk over that audio and then also put the specs or exact specs of the display on the on the video, is when you see how fully equipped the Z9G is at 85 inches, to be around how big it is, how thick the actual bezel of the display is, you'll see when I show you my own body in front of it that the LEDs just can't keep getting bigger and can't keep getting brighter and having more and more zones. You see how thick it needs to be. You see the stands, a very industrial stand. And to have the 80 plus inch Z9 next to it and have it be as thin as a C9, you start seeing where LED is going to be limited until micro LED and mini LED become more commonplace. Because the 90 inch or 90 plus inch Z9G is on this bezel manufacturing type frame, and you see that these displays are huge. So let's go into the store. Again, very special thanks to Robert and Wendy at Value Electronics. Please check out them and their website. Let's take a look at the Z9G at 85 inches, 8K, the king of the LEDs. Now here we are in store. These are just demos from YouTube where they won't get hit for copyright. So unfortunately I need to repeat the same ones as I risk copyright. I'm taking the phone off the stand. Sorry that my fingers are there. Now this display does have the X-wide viewing angle, but you can tell by the stands being so industrial. They're very thick. They have an elegant look, but they are heavy duty. Now the side of the display, you'll see the framing, which is there for the speakers. I'll put the link or the specs of the speakers on screen. It looks excellent off angle. That is the LG Z9 next to it. Get around it, you'll see that It's probably nearly 3 inches thick. We'll be putting the weight on as well, but you're about 150 pounds without the stand, 164 pounds with the stand. Now, what I like about having these particular demos is they do wreak havoc on LEDs with black levels. As you see, they fade in and out. Now, there's me in front of it to show you how big the screen actually is. But seeing its black level in comparison to the OLED beside it, that's what you want to see from an LED. Now, it is in a brighter room, but the Z9G is actually in the corner where it is a little bit darker. That little bit of haloing you see is actually from the display next to it. That's about as good a black level as you're going to see on an LED. Now, the Samsungs may have perhaps a better black level with their Q900R, but I would say with the Z9F, there isn't any loss of detail in the black. You can just see the detail there. I'm sorry about the reflections on the screen. Again, it is a place of business. I wish I had private time with it, but we'll see down the road. Very crisp image. It does have one HDMI 2.1. Though the specs say it maxes out at 8K 30. I'm not sure if that can be updated, as HDMI 2.1 does have a much higher range. But these are the things that are going to make us a little bit nervous with the HDMI 2.1 kind of going forward, is what displays really take advantage of it. We can see that black level, just beautiful. Now we watched Gemini Man, which I can't show you. Now, if you look and see what we were just going over, which is that LG OLED symbol, there was no blooming around it, which is unheard of. Now again, sorry for the reflections, but you can see how bright. Watching Gemini Man on this, again, can't show you that, but it was stunning with the flames, because you're talking about, 3600, 3700 nits, and it can hit 4000. But us as LED fans, this is the ultimate. This is what we were looking for from LED. Maybe not 8K, but that 4000 nit high zone count was what all of us just want LED to continue to do. But you can see at, 170 pounds nearly, it's not really feasible or practical. Right now, this display is $10,000. I will grab the remote, mess with the settings a little bit. They do have this progress bar at the bottom. We saw this on the 950H. Though the settings, the picture settings, seem to be more in line with the older, displays that Sony's had for many, many years, with your Cinema Home, your standard. I wish I had more time with these displays, guys, but we will see down the road. These relationships have to be formed over a period of time. They are a high-end store, and it is a place of business. But it's just nice to geek out with you guys and see what this thing is actually capable of. You'll see specs of it throughout this video, but it is truly a beautiful, beautiful display, and it is an absolute beast. All right, guys, that is the quick demo of the Z9G at 85 inches. Thank you, as always. Take care.